Sounds like this is gonna go very well.
My dog, Belina, used to get beat, thrown around, kicked, screamed at, food thrown on her, not put in a bowl. That's why she don't eat in her bowl.
But you see, Cecil, there you're proving a point. That dog has got psychological behaviours from a previous owner. But you setting off a taser, that would scare the shit out of anybody. It's fucking loud. It's got thousands of volts going through it. It's scary shit. It's lightning on a stick. Cecil, you're just proving my point. You could have psychologically damaged that cat. You probably have. You may have. You're just proving my own point.
So eat in her bowl, usually drop it on the floor and then eat it, because that's how she's used to eating it. I go to pet her on her head, she ducks her head because she was beat for the first beginning of her life. I took her from her owner. Her owner came walking down the street, rest in peace to her original owner. She died, rest in peace. I go walking down the street with the dog on a leash, and she bumps into me and says, "Oh, there's that dog. I was going to give that dog to you anyways. I'm so glad that you have that dog." I said, "Oh, I know. You said, I heard that you wanted to give the dog to me, so I just went ahead and took the dog out of your yard."
Oh, sweet Jesus. Cecil, you've got the right to remain silent. You see, Cecil, sometimes you walk yourself into this shit. Can we go back on this again? Fucking hell.
Giant campaign of trying to trigger me by making coffee cups with mine and his name on it so he can raise money for animal abuse. Almost every animal that we have in our house are rescues. My dog, Belina, used to get beat, thrown around, kicked, screamed at, food thrown on her, not put in a bowl. That's why she don't eat in her bowl. So eat in her bowl, usually drop it on the floor and then eat it, because that's how she's used to eating it. I go to pet her on her head, she ducks her head because she was beat for the first beginning of her life. I took her from her owner. Her owner came walking down the street, rest in peace to her original owner. She died, rest in peace. I go walking down the street with the dog on a leash, and she bumps into me and says, "Oh, there's that dog. I was going to give that dog to you anyways. I'm so glad that you have that dog." I said, "Oh, I know. You said, I heard that you wanted to give the dog to me, so I just went ahead and took the dog out of your yard." She said, "Okay, good."
Oh, wait a minute. Cece, I've worked with, I'm not going to say too much, but there was a situation on a farm with dogs and other animals. I reported those things, but I couldn't step on the property. The animal welfare people came down. They can't step on the property. So instead of coming down on their own, they came down with the police, who has the right to step on the property. Because if we stepped on the property, we'd be trespassing. Cecil, you're starting to walk yourself into something here. Continue, because this is getting interesting.
She had the dog and shouldn't have had it. She had way too many dogs. Belina was being bullied by other dogs over food in the yard. She wasn't allowed in the house. She had to sit out in the winter, freeze in the cold.
I understand that. But you can't go into somebody's yard and take their dog. You can't trespass on other people's... You're talking about people trespassing on your property, Cecil. What are you talking about? Hold on a second, I have to fucking change a battery. Cecil, you've been on about talking about people trespassing on your property and you threatening to shoot them and stuff like that. Here you are admitting to trespass. You can't take the law into your own hands, like. Do you see where I'm coming from, Cecil? You've stepped in shit again.
I rescue animals. I don't abuse them.
But you can't go into people's property and steal their dogs.
Belinda's had since she's been here is nothing but love, dude.
I understand that, Cecil. But you just told us that you went in and you took the dog from the yard. Now, if you've seen cruel activity, the dog being treated badly and stuff, you need to contact an authority that can go on the property. You can't simply just go on the property and take the dog and take the law into your own hands. It has to go through a process. You could have got into serious shit, like if that person was cruel to animals, and you step on their property, they could be could be nasty to people as well. Normally people that are cruel to animals are cruel to people as well. You could have put yourself in danger, but you did fucking break the law by trespassing on somebody else's property. You can't just go in and take fucking dogs. You know, I understand the dog is in in a good place, it's treated well now, all the rest of it, and in the past it didn't have a good life, it was mistreated and all the rest of it. But you were telling people not to put letters in your fucking letterbox, and that's classed as trespass. It's not, Cecil. People have a right to put letters in your letterbox. But you've been rambling on for the last couple of days about trespass, and then you admitted to trespass. You stole the dog, technically. I know you might have done it for the right reason, but you still stole the dog.